Hey folks, for practice today, we're going to be doing a full body circuit training. You'll want a long resistance band, something that you can pull overhead and have nice and wide between your arms. If you don't have a resistance band, you can do it with a scarf. And you'll want somewhere comfortable to set your knees down on the floor. We'll do 2 circuits, and it'll be 6 minutes each, and we'll have a rest at the end of the first round with a nice little warm up and cool down on either side of those circuits. So go ahead and get yourself settled, and I'll meet you standing. We'll get started standing with our resistance band. Take shoulder rotations, arms will come up, pull the band apart, and take it back behind you. And you'll always find a little pull as you move through the rotations. Take about 7 more here. And you don't have to go all the way back, right? If you can't quite make it there, don't stress about it. About 3 more. You can let that go, set your resistance band off to the side. We'll use it later. Toe heel your feet nice and wide apart, heels in, toes out. Bend into the knees, hands to your thighs, and then twist your favorite shoulder into the center. Breathe, knees wider, and go to the other side. Good. Back through to the center, you can stand on up, bring your feet underneath your hips, either hold on to a wall because we're gonna stand on one leg in just a moment, or something. You can do this in the middle of the room if you feel good about the balance. Choose your favorite leg, bring that knee towards you, and then send the heel out to the side and kick it back behind you and try 5 circles in this direction. So you're trying not to lift the side waist and instead really keep the waist neutral. Good, 1 more like this. And we'll take it the other way. So the heel's going back first, and then you wrap the inner thigh forward. Think that your heel leads the movement coming forward. 2 more. Good, let's switch legs. Start with the heel going out to the side, the thigh going inward 5 times. Last one here. And then we'll go for the external rotation. So your heel drives back, your inner thigh wraps forward. Another 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Come down to hands and knees, tabletop, and we're going to take some wrist push-ups. So walk your hands in close if you're newer to this. You could lift one heel of the hand, then the other, and then lower both at the same time, or lift, lower one and then the other. You could do both together and both together on each. Here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. So we're nice and warmed up, and now we'll get ready for our circuit. And our circuit will work like 6 minutes of work and then 1 minute of rest. So we'll have 6 different exercises, and we'll do that circuit 2 times. Same 6 exercises. So first one, we're gonna do squat to stand. So you'll squat low, stand tall, nice and simple. Go as deep as feels comfortable without your heels lifting off of the ground. After our squat to stand, we'll come down into our hovering tabletop or just a tabletop and take some alternate shoulder taps. If the hovering feels funky on the knees, know that you can do this in a plank with feet wide and take shoulder taps here. Beautiful. Then we'll come back up to stand. Again, a lot of up and down. Feet will be wide, and we'll take alternate side lunges. So you'll sit towards one heel, stand, sit towards the other heel. And I'd prefer if your feet stayed flat for this right now. So that way we're not kind of like fighting to get up and down from the ground, and we can kind of keep the speed and blood pumping as we move through this. Back down to the ground. After that, and we'll find our turning tables from here. So hovering tabletop again, and you'll step one foot across your body, open up into what's a reverse tabletop, but one hand is lifted, and then you'll come back to your hovering tabletop. Opposite leg goes across the mat, you find a reverse tabletop, come back to the hovering. So that's our turning tables. And then we'll come up to stand one last time and take a lunge to a high knee. So you'll step a leg back, lunge, high knee, and then switch. Step a leg back, lunge, high knee. And you'll switch each time. Lunge, high knee, lunge, high knee. Yeah? Then last time, we'll come down into a seat. If you prefer the lunge to high knees, you could do one on one side, and on the second circuit, you could do the other side, if that's easier for your body. All right, and then we'll come down into our seat, and here's where we'll use our resistance band again, and we'll work on our seated rows. So you'll hold on to the band, pull in, and just think 90-degree bends in the elbows, and pull it back, keep the chest lifted, seated rows. Then we'll have a minute of rest, and we'll do it a second time. All right, so those are all the movements. Get yourself set up in your space, and we'll get started in 10 seconds. Alrighty, so 10 seconds here, another 8, 7. We're doing squat to stand first. 3, 2, 1, squat to stand. And you're here for 1 minute, and you just do the best you can. How low can you go? Maybe there's this kind of oomph at the top where you reach your arms back, lift your chest, and really squeeze your legs straight. Good. Make sure your knees are comfortable. Feet could always widen as you deepen into this. Over halfway through. Keep it going. Might be an exhale to stand, an inhale to sit low. Good. We're almost there. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make your way to the ground, and we'll find the hovering tabletop and take the shoulder taps side to side. Go for it. Side to side, and again, we can do this from our knees. We could do this with a wide plank back behind us. And know that you can modify at any point in the middle of this. Just trying to work at a level that feels appropriate for you and is the challenge that you want to work with today. So keep it moving, tap, tap. Try to keep the hips staying low and not swaying too far side to side. You're about halfway through. Try not to have a wiggle butt, and instead a really steady core, harder than you think. Good. You got about 10 more seconds. Keep that moving. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll come up to stand. Step your feet wide, alternating side lunges. Sit low to one side, low to the other side. Keep the hips moving. Yeah, maybe put a smile on your face, act like you're having a good time. Good. Side lunge, side lunge. About halfway there. Good. Keep it going. We got about 20 more seconds here, a little bit less. Good. Here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, meet me in your hovering tabletop on the ground for turning tables. Pick your favorite leg, step it across the mat, press your hips up. This is the most fun part of the circuit, in my opinion. A little bit more dynamic, a little bit more interesting, more reasons to get distracted here. Yeah, just keep the breath moving. Do the best you can. Exhales to press up. Inhale, you come back to your hovering tabletop. Every exhale is a hip thrust up. Good. More than halfway through. Good. About 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to come up to our lunge to high knee. You might just do the same leg the whole time. Lunge, high knee. We'll get the other side next time. I'm starting with my right. Just remember whatever side you're starting with. Keep the lunge to high knee going. Yeah, and if you need to make some really loud noises with your breath, it might be helpful for you. There's a nice water break coming soon, so just get through it. Lunge to high knee, a little bit longer. Find some momentum to really get the knee high, up and towards you. Maybe even tap the knee down to the ground, back behind you. Good, 10 more seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit down, grab your resistance band, and we'll find our seated rows. Pull the band in. Keep your chest lifted. Elbows will go to your sides. Really find a nice squeeze of the shoulder blades back behind you. Really try and draw them together. Good work. We're about halfway through there. Really nice. Give it your all for the last 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Grab a sip of water if you'd like. Give yourself a moment. We're going to do it all one more time. Take a second here if you want to stretch. Do a little pacing. Question your life while you're watching this video, while you're doing this workout. Maybe be proud of yourself. I don't know. Good. We got 30 more seconds of rest. We're starting standing. So one more sip of water if you need it. All right, 10 seconds to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, squat to stand. Sit your hips low and stand. Good. Get into a rhythm with it. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Really big thrust and squeeze. How low can you go? See where you can challenge it. Let your knees keep tracking wide as you stand. Try not to let them cave in. Halfway through. Good, you got 20 more seconds. Take it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down to the ground for shoulder taps, either a wide foot plank or your hovering tabletop shoulder taps. Side to side. Know that this is the last time we're doing this one, so if it's super hard for you, it will be over soon. And again, if you want another challenge, knees could be down and you could have a modified plank. Lots of ways to make this accessible so that you can still keep doing the movement in a way that's modified, that's challenging enough that you don't have to just pause and stop, right? If we choose something that's too hard, maybe we can't stick with it. Good, 15 more seconds. Talked your ear off and maybe distracted you a bit from it. All right, keep going, you got it. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up to stand for our alternating side lunges. So side to side. Find a rhythm with yourself. Really think about sticking your butt back. If your chest is dropping a lot, notice that. See if you can keep it up a little bit more. Halfway through this one. Good, another 10 seconds. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Find your tabletop again. We'll take our turning tables, pick a leg, find your turning table to one side and then the other. How low can you keep your knees through the middle? Try to keep them, 1 inch hovering above the ground. High enough that they don't touch over halfway through. About 15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Come up to stand. Maybe your left leg starts. Back lunge to high knee. Step back, high knee. And this is a lot of work to the standing leg. It seems like the moving leg might be the one that's getting fatigued. Maybe a little bit. But the standing leg will definitely have some fun with this. Good. About halfway through this one. Keep fighting for it, even if you lose the balance. 20 more seconds here. Last 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We're coming down to a seat. Sit all the way down. Find your seated rows. And it's the last thing that we'll do before we cool it down. So give it your all. Pull the resistance band towards you. If you're doing it without a band, that's perfect. Keep pulling the elbows back. Chest stays lifted. Try and regulate the breath, long exhales. Halfway there. Almost got it. Try not to lean back. If you are, try to stay tall. Good. Here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let that go. Nice and easy quad stretch on the ground. You'll take your right foot, swing the top of the foot to the ground next to your hip. If you can't quite get it there, you can always do a quad stretch in standing, holding onto a wall. Lean back a little bit. And then use your hands, lift your butt, tuck your tail, sit down again. You go back as far as you can. So maybe your elbows come down, they don't have to. Maybe you lie on your shoulders. A few more breaths. Good, let's switch to the other side. Switch it out. Tuck the foot under. Get it comfortable. Make sure your ankle doesn't feel weird about it. Lean back. And we'll take a little tail tuck. So lift your butt, tuck your tail under, and keep it tucked. Go further back if it's available. Good stuff. You can start to lift your chest up, untuck the foot, plant both feet down, finger palms behind you and fingertips to face your hips. You'll slide your hips towards your heels and bend your elbows, and just take a shoulder stretch here. So you should feel something in the front of your shoulder. Good. Find an easy seat, cross-legged seat. Take your left hand out to the left and your right arm up and over. Really think about sitting your right hip even deeper into the floor. Good. Paint it over to the other side. Nice. If you need any more time stretching or recuperating, take as much time as you need. Really great work, and I'll see you soon.